Hey guys, what's up? Codex here, and welcome to the summer arc mid-season first impressions for 2016. Yeah, for this season there's actually a lot airing. There's like technically 18, but I tried to narrow it down a bit in order to attempt to make this video shorter, but it was approximately 18 things I'm watching. It is a huge amount. This reminds me of like last year when I watched about 19. So yeah, we're basically in the same spot. And to just talk about it a little more, like it's really crazy because some of this stuff has already finished airing, and some of this stuff is actually like, I'll get to it. Really interesting. And I actually have some good news for the leftover shows, which will come after the shows that are currently airing. So why don't we just jump straight into it. So the very first show at the very top is called Amaama to Inazuma, but it has a different name, of course. It's the Japanese title, which I always like trying to say, even though it sounds really dumb because I have no experience in Japanese pronunciation, but it means sweetness and lightning. And the thing that's really funny about the anime community is that the way that they try to explain certain shows to people is that, is that they really like saying this is just like, or this anime is like this show and this show combined. So what a lot of people have been saying is like, oh, this is like Shokugeki no Soma, the Moe version, or this is Planet and Shokugeki no Soma combined. I mean, there's a lot of ways to explain it because it's actually very, very touching. This is probably one of the most easygoing shows right now. Like, if you really want something that won't stress you out, you should definitely watch this. It's like about a school teacher, and he has a daughter, and he really enjoys making meals for his daughter, but then she starts to grow tired of the food because he usually makes like instant food and stuff like that. So of course the whole idea of cooking is that, you know, oh, I made it with all my heart and soul, it's gonna be great that way. So then teacher ends up meeting, which is surprising, this isn't really like a spoiler or anything, but he ends up meeting one of the students, and she actually helps manage a restaurant, which is like a really small place. And then they work together in order to help satisfy his daughter. It's really, really cute. You guys should watch it. It really gives away to the title, which is sweetness. I don't know about the lightning crown, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, moving on. After this is Ange Vierge. This is one of the more or less popular shows. It's definitely Moe. I mean, due to the character design and the art. It's just about like this girl who meets a bunch of vampires, and then she is trying to manage all the powers she gets from them and basically trying to save the world that way. It's a very simple synopsis. And now I'm going to get to something quite interesting. Danganronpa is actually continuing. A lot of people were thoroughly surprised about this. I was super surprised about it. Danganronpa was a mystery thriller series that aired about, I think, 4 years. It might have been 4 or 3 years ago. And it's actually based off a game, which is interesting because game adaptations usually aren't that good. So, for this season, they did 2 different arcs. They continued the arc from before, and then they did the flip side of it, which is another character's perspective, which is really interesting. So Danganronpa is basically airing twice this season, and the future arc continues with Naegi, and the rest of the people either remember, but if you guys haven't watched that, I seriously recommend you watching Danganronpa because it's actually really good. And then the Despair arc is a bunch of other students. I think it's an alternate setting though, because their school is really different, but it's still got that same, I'm just going to call it the Danganronpa feeling, like the whole mystery thrower thing of trying to figure out who killed who because you were told to. So yeah, I think it's really great. I mean, I never expected it to, but it's really cool to know it's still airing. Next is the art club has a problem, and I think that's the name of it. It has a really complicated Japanese title, of course I don't want to say that, but it's really funny. This is another anime where you have a character that's a really hardcore anime fan, hence otaku, something like that, and he's in an art club. I think it's in the middle school or high school setting, and of course in that club he's like drawing, and then there's the main heroine who's trying to get his attention, but then he's like, nah man, all I care about is waifus. And then in the art club he's just drawing that on his palettes, and she's getting really angry about that. So it's actually pretty hilarious. It reminds me of Ginkin Nozaki, or was it Nozaki? I think that aired last year. Yeah, it was, because it's a really funny, another easygoing show, or romance. And yeah, I'd really recommend it if you're into that sort of stuff, so it's pretty great. After this, probably one of its biggest debuts ever. When I was at AX, I got to see the very first episode of this. Like, I was one of the very first people to see it because they showcased it there when we went to the special presentation. It's Love Live Sunshine, which is technically speaking the sequel to Love Live, and everybody's like, oh my god, a new group of idol girls. And then even the game itself, made by, I think it's Kleb, they even expanded onto that, which is smart. So now you got like, I think it's 9 new characters? Yeah, there's quite a few. Anyway, if you're an idol anime lover like me, it's very easy to fall into this sort of show. So of course it goes without saying that I really do like it. And yeah, it's really great. All the new characters are, I think, very well designed. Of course they're cute, so that's a good thing. And yeah, so for any Love Live fans, definitely do not miss out on that opportunity. Okay, the next show, I feel like almost every anime season they have the air a show where ecchi is just like, alright, so what can we do with this? It's like, alright, I want you to over-exaggerate this so much that people are just like, what? What? So this is just like the scenario for my spring arc mid-season first impression last year with Every Life of Monster Girls. It's like, whoa man, what the heck, I didn't know. Like, there's a very fine line when it comes to ecchi material. It is literally like almost going to cross it. It is ridiculous. So yeah, it's like, okay, we have to do some lewd stuff in order to get our powers, but I guess that's how it's gonna work. And that's literally all I'm gonna say for it, because yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. And in the title, the HxH probably reminds a lot of people of High School DxD. It's funny because a lot of ecchi shows tend to use that sort of titling, so it's kind of funny. Next is actually, oh, now that I think about it, there's a lot of easygoing shows this season, which is nice. Next is New Game, and New Game is really cool, especially for me, because in this show there are no male characters, like not at all. I'm not even exaggerating, there aren't. So, main heroine just graduated from college, and she just started working for a game company, hence the name New Game. And it makes a big impression on me, because that's what I'm studying right now in school. I'm studying game development. So she works as a character designer, and this talks about working at the company, meeting all of her coworkers, working with the coworkers, hitting deadlines, learning new stuff. It's really cool, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna show what it's like working for the industry in Japan, or I guess to some extent. I mean, it's anime, what am I supposed to believe? And yeah, it's really cute. There's so many moe shows airing this season now that I think about it. And yeah, so that's about it. I really recommend it. Also easygoing, so that means it's easy to watch, which is a good thing. Next is, this is a feelsy sort of show. very reminiscent of something maybe like Steins Gate. Things that have to do with time, and Orange very much has to do with that, where it's like you meet your friends, you have no memory of certain things, and you have to go back and redo it. So yeah, the manga was really popular, so the anime right now is it's being a huge hit, which is great. So for any of you people that want some, I won't necessarily say complicated, but some really good romance, I wouldn't necessarily call it rom-com though, but yes, it is romance, and it plays with time, so it might be confusing in some ways, but definitely check it out if you're a fan. Next is something that actually finished airing. It came from a very short, sweet visual novel. It's called Planetarian. It's not like actual X, it's called ONA, not OVA. For those of you that don't know, OVA means original visual animation. It means something that they wanted to air, but they cut it out and put something new, so the OVA aired later. And ONA, I'm guessing, is original novel animation. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, because it originated from a visual novel. But yeah, it's really down the heart. It reminds me a lot of like key things. It's like the story goes where a guy goes to like an observatory, and he meets a girl there, and she has some supernatural powers that interact with the stars, and he basically just tries to discover who she is, and they meet each other. It's really sweet. It's only 5 episodes, so I mean you could finish that in a day. But yeah, I heard it's still really feelsy. So good luck watching that. Got recorded for 15 minutes. It stopped again. So we're about halfway through. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Got through half in about 15 minutes, not too bad. Anyway, we must carry on. So next is another supernatural anime. This name is kind of hard to pronounce. Let's see. I think it's Qualidea Code. I can imagine people having trouble pronouncing this name. It could be like Qualidea, Actually, no, it's not too bad. So yeah, it's called Qualidea Code, and it takes place a bit in the future, and all it is that there's a bunch of students, and they all specialize in different fighting forms. So there's like a girl with like a halberd, a girl with guns, a girl that does magic. I know that sounds super broad. And here, let me just actually look at the synopsis real quick. And let's see. Oh yeah, just like any sort of show, it's like, oh no, Tokyo got invaded by some unknown force, so let's stop it. And the team that works, I think they are called the Qualidea, and let's see, how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh yeah, it is 6. So it's a pretty big group, and yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of, what was the name of the code? Oh, here, let's see if I got any recommendations. Oh, I didn't put it. The Anti-Magic Academy show that aired, I think, so last year? Yeah, it was last year. It's very much like that, where it's like, okay, we're a bunch of students, and we're all just here to save the world. That's basically it. Very simple, straight to the point. And next, after this, is probably one of the things I've been waiting for so long in my life, Rewrite. Now, Rewrite was originally done by Key, and the thing that was kind of risky in a way is that its studio that wasn't Key was the one that animated it. So 8-Bit technically took Key's license, I guess? And yeah, they're the ones that decided to air Rewrite. So everybody was kind of thought it was a bit sketchy, because you're like, oh, I thought the original studio that made, like the visual novel was going to air the show. So, a bit risky in a way, but it's actually really, really good. Trust me, you guys, 8-Bit is doing a great job. All the art is stupendous. It's really good. So great to see all like the characters in action. They casted like the perfect voice actor. I was gonna say perfect. That sounds so funny. So yeah, if you guys are a huge Key fan, even though it is done by a different studio, you should definitely watch Rewrite. Wow, okay. Saying perfect is messing up my pronunciation. Yeah, you should watch Rewrite. Really, really touching. It's really great. Now, just like the first time that Shokugeki no Soma aired, I made like this terrible pun. I was like, oh yeah, it's the leftovers because it's still airing. But I can be even more cliche and be like, oh yeah, Shokugeki no Soma season 2? That's the main dish. Yeah, seriously. It's the main dish, but it just depends on what you're interested in. All your characters are back in action. You got like Irina, you got Megumi, you got Soma. Yeah, they're all back. It resumes right after like the bracket had reset for that tournament, so everyone's going against each other. It's really cool. It's really intense because it's a competition, and we're gonna whip out like the most extravagant dishes ever. We're talking like Food Network on steroids right now. Forget next Food Network star. This is the real stuff right here. So yeah, it's really great. I love cooking shows. Technically, there are 2 cooking shows airing this season: Sweetness and Lightning and Shokugeki no Soma. So yeah, it's great. Lots of cooking stuff, lots of easygoing stuff. We got a really good mix. And next is something that reminds me a lot of like most supernatural shows. It's kind of funny because the process for most supernatural shows are like very, very straight to the point. This is called Taboo Tattoo, and you're thinking, alright, I'm guessing it has to do with something with tattoos. And yes, it does. So basically, synopsis is that there's this middle schooler, and he studies martial arts. He gets into a problem, and he just barely realizes that there's like a mark on his arm, and it's just like, I'm guessing that gives you the superpowers. Yes, it does. So that's basically it. And then he meets a bunch of characters that already, of course, know about the tattoos. It's like, alright, now you must learn. And that's basically it. And though, for the very last thing that's currently airing, Tales of Zestiria. Now, this show is actually a game adaptation. We're going reverse now. And, oh wait, no, never mind. I already mentioned Danganronpa. That's basically a game adaptation into an anime. But yeah, I was a bit scared for Tales of Zestiria because Tales of Zestiria has a very big reputation as a JRPG. It's probably one of the most popular ones like ever. Like, I still want to play it myself. And yeah, the anime is doing great. Just like the game, it's just made into a show. So yeah, they're pretty spot on with the art. Like, it's very, very, very on point. And I think they casted all the same voice actors from the game into the show, which is smart. And so that's it for all the currently airing shows. 15 of them. And now moving over to like the leftover things, which I decided to move to the end because I think it'd be easier. So, and quick, short and concise. You got Phoenix Wright. Exactly what I was talking about. The thing that's funny is that on my anime list, if you go there, there's still a slash thing with question marks. We don't actually know how many episodes are airing for it. Then you have ReZero. It's still going on. I think there's about 4 episodes left. And finally, this is probably one of the greatest announcements like ever. Twin Star Exorcist went from what I thought was going to be a 13 episode show to a 50 episode show. Like, dude, we haven't had something air for 50 episodes. We're talking since like Hayate no Gotoku. I mean, shows haven't aired that continuously for that long. So thank you guys so much for joining me for the summer arc mid-season first impressions for 2016. And I hope to see you guys next time. As always, stay honest, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye you guys. Man, dude, like, this natural lighting is, like, totally messing me up. I have to get some soft lights, but it's so funny. If you look carefully at the camera, my face is, like, glowing so much. Probably because all the natural light is, like, hitting my face so much. That was a long vlog. I haven't done a long vlog in a while, but it felt good, you guys. It's kind of, like, bittersweet that I can only upload every once in a while. I've been trying to do the 5 uploads per month. So the goal, it's been actually working out pretty decently, but for this month, not so much. I had like school and even more traveling when I thought I was done traveling. But I actually didn't do a travel vlog for that because it's a bit more personal. But yeah, that's about it. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching mid-season first impressions. Make sure to check out my other first impression videos for all the other seasons. I do them for every season, for all of them, every year, so that's 4 of them. And then make sure to just check out the recent things I made. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and maybe I'll see you again. Bye, again.